We have had some technical problems.
Hit it! You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace TJ Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calatrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Okay, right out of the box, let me tell you, I might not be on my best game today. Because, first off, I'm tired, and I'll tell you why. Secondly, I'm a little irritated, and I'll tell you why, because it relates to why I'm tired. Because I found out yesterday, I thought I only had to stay up late to see the Vanderpump Rules reunion, which is next week. Well, last night, though, was the one episode of Vanderpump Rules that the one they added in when the whole thing broke with Tom Sandoval and Ariana. Mm-hmm. And my wife was very upset yesterday, the thought that I might not stay up and watch the entire thing with her. It starts at 9 Eastern. It wasn't over until 10, maybe 10:30. So I really hadn't planned for it. I didn't have time in the afternoon to take a nap because we go to Music Bingo on Wednesday nights. I know, living life on the edge.
Man.
It's an every Wednesday night affair we go to with TJ's friend Jenny and her husband Michael.
Hold on. Why does your wife care that you stay up and watch?
This is what I'm getting to, Riggins, and this may become a larger point in today's show because she was like, "This is my Super Bowl. I'm pregnant. I can't have wine while I'm watching it. You need to stay up and watch this with me." And here's the thing. I don't understand. It's a difference between men and women, and I don't get it because she was livid last night, very upset with me because it's 9:30. I get up at 3:30 in the morning. Yesterday, I got up at 3, went and did cardio, got ready for the show, did the show, went home, did some stuff around the house, went to the gym, came back, worked for about an hour and a half. Then we spent 45 minutes doing TikToks. Then we went to dinner with Music Bingo. I know this is part of my day. And you get a little touch. And I got, Cecil B. DeMille, Steven Spielberg at home, making me angry while we're trying to do TikToks. That's another story for another day. And then she got upset with me because I was dozing off. It's 9:30. I made it through the first 30 minutes of Vanderpump. I'm exhausted, and I have to get up again at 3.
Don't say that's the difference between men and women, though, because I don't get that.
Okay.
Sorry, Amanda, but that's crazy.
What is it about women that they get so angry? Like, if she fell asleep during the Super Bowl, I would just cover her up and be like, "Oh, I hope she rests." It wouldn't bother me in the least. I would want her to rest because she was tired. But most women I have known, if you fall asleep, they're offended. Wake up. You're supposed to stay up and watch this with me.
No, I'm usually the one falling asleep.
Yeah. No, I'm usually the one falling asleep. But again,
well, it's all her.
I don't get to sleep until 7 or 8 or 9 in the day.
That entire day is just like stuff she wants to do. So it's like, I don't know, pick 2 of them. Like, you want to record TikToks and like
go to
watch
Music Bingo?
Yeah, music. Like, it's like 10.
Let me take a nap at least so I can't stay up to watch this.
And I didn't have time to prep, but I got to be honest, I enjoy Music Bingo. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's just
okay,
jamming.
Well, it just seems like it's a day jam-packed of her fun activities, and she expects you to like be 100% during all of them. And give her like 1 a day.
Exactly.
We're going to say this because she's pregnant.
Huh?
She's pregnant, so she's just acting up a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
well.
it's not. This was before. This was pre-pregnancy. The same thing would still happen.
I'm trying to help her out a little bit.
Yeah, and then she made like a TikTok and a Snapchat of me. My husband was going to stay up and watch Vanderpump Rules, and one of them was a picture of me with my head back against the headboard of the bed asleep over there, which is irritating. But another story for another day. Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
Well, it's a good segue. Pump Rules is the top trending topic. As Ace just mentioned, the reunion is next week. It's a Bravo show that focuses on kind of the behind the scenes of server life in the restaurant industry, which is well known as kind of a rough and rowdy kind of ragtag group of people.
Yeah.
As Alexis knows.
They've expanded out now over the past 11 years. They're bar owners. They own restaurants. All of them have become successful in different ways, mainly through this show and through Lisa Vanderpump, who is a super successful, incredibly wealthy restaurateur, has restaurants all around the world, who's kind of the central figure of the whole thing. But yeah, last night was the big, one of the guys was caught cheating with one of the girls after he's been in a 9-year relationship, and it was very ugly.
Yeah,
very ugly.
A lot of people think it was all set up and staged for the show because it was decline, which might be true. I wouldn't put it past them, but it is a good story nevertheless. Today is National Visit Your Relatives Day. So go ahead out there. It's a little weird timing considering we just ended Mother's Day, and I feel like if you do Mother's Day, you're good for like the entire quarter. But Alexis's mom was in the Bahamas on a boat. Maybe
Yeah,
today.
she's still not in town.
Oh,
I just found out yesterday they were posting like her and my grandmother and my aunt all on the cruise in bathing suits and cute little hats and nice sunglasses. It's great.
Alexis is very bitter that she was not invited on
Because
the
my mom
cruise.
could have taken me.
And have you noticed, Riggins, the bitterness gets worse every time it comes up.
Yeah,
because now she's had more time. Every day she sees something new that's posted, it's even worse.
People are like,
Very
did you talk
angry.
to your mom for Mother's Day? I'm like, no, she's in Turks and Caicos, so she's not answering.
Oh, no way. She went to Turks and Caicos?
She was in Turks and
I just
Caicos.
thought she did like your standard Bahamas run, but
No.
Turks and Caicos is like
Yeah.
next level.
Yeah, she's living the good life.
Very angry.
I don't want to sidetrack this, but I have a quick question. Your mom has social media?
She does.
So the Jehovah's Witnesses can have social media?
Oh, yeah, and she loves to post. She loves to post a selfie.
For some reason, I guess, it would make sense. It doesn't have anything to do with birthdays or trying to put it out. Okay. All good.
Yeah, that is surprising, though.
Did she get away from you because it was Mother's Day? Is that why she went?
Shut up, Rob.
I got to get a passport and leave. Get away from her.
I had to go through a 6-week process just to make sure I'm not here for Mother's Day.
And then this story is kind of crazy. So all day yesterday, after we finished the show, the one headline, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle in a quote-unquote near catastrophic vehicle collision after they left an event the other Tuesday night in New York City, where I believe she received an award. Prince Harry and her mother were there in attendance. Near catastrophic, near catastrophic, near catastrophic. Every headline included those words, near catastrophic. Now, those were the words of the representative that works with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now, the NYPD cops say, a little dramatic. There was no 2-hour high-speed chase. The mayor, Eric Adams, got, during a press conference yesterday, related to something, nothing to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, said, I find it hard to believe that it was a 2-hour high-speed chase. You're in New York City. It's not like it's open highway where you can just floor at 90 in a densely populated city. So it sounds like there was some interaction with the paparazzi. They were aggressive. I believe all that. But everybody I've seen that says, well, actually, it was the security team from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle that were causing more of a scene than the paparazzi were.
Yeah, well, here's what they said. Harry's rep said, quote, this relentless pursuit lasting over 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers, end quote. Sources say photographers were driving on the sidewalk, running red lights, and driving the wrong way on one-way streets. And other people have said, that's a bit of an exaggeration. And my favorite quote, though, comes from UK Royals expert who told Fox News that they're, quote, proven to be liars, end quote, and he doesn't believe any of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's ugly. But the mayor did say, you guys remember how his mom was killed. So we're not going to, stand for any kind of aggressive behavior from the paparazzi. I don't know when that started because paparazzi have always been aggressive. So I don't know that they'll do anything, but it's an interesting story nevertheless. And those are a few things that are now trending.
And I looked down at my phone to see that my wife is apparently awake.
Oh, no.
And
no.
she has responded.
Well, yeah, that'll be good.
Next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
So my wife has responded. I'll give you the details in a minute. Because, she's home pregnant. We're about to have that baby. A little over a month from yesterday is the due date. 17th of June is the due date. And one of my favorite things is the fact that his name is going to be Dax. And I'm excited about the fact that even before he's born, we're trying to do something good. Hopefully it sets a good example for him as he grows up. But we want you to go to acetj.com/baby. acetj.com/baby. And there you'll find what we're calling Ace and TJ's Baby Registry. It's to benefit Levine Children's Hospital. And the point is, you go, click, it's super easy to do. It takes about 30 seconds, a minute, whatever, to get the whole thing done because it runs off an Amazon wish list. It's very easy for you to do. And it's all things for kids and their families to make their stay a little bit easier at Levine Children's Hospital and the Jeff Gordon Center, which is part of Levine Children's Hospital. So you pick which one you want to help out. And it's little things like stuffed animals for the kids because it helps them be comforted with everything that they're going through at Levine Children's Hospital. So, which is kind of next level care for kids. And obviously it's a lot for the children and their families who are involved. So it's just mostly things there to little inexpensive things to make their stay a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable. So acetj.com/baby. TJ's out today and tomorrow because he's just out of town. Celebrating with his friend Jenny for her birthday. So last night, I mentioned this if you missed it a second ago, my wife was upset because I didn't stay up and watch Vanderpump Rules. And I got to thank Joshua, who just DM'd and said, I understand, Ace. I have to wake up at 2:30 to be at work, and my wife was mad because I fell asleep during the CMA Awards or whatever it was.
Okay.
So she was upset, and she has already thrown up a TikTok and thrown something up on her Snapchat, pictures of me falling asleep while I'm trying to watch Vanderpump Rules, because she wanted me to stay up and watch it with her because she said this is her Super Bowl. And if she were not pregnant, this would have been I think she even went so far as to say this would have been a margarita buzz in advance than wine during kind of thing. Take the next day off to make sure you can stay up and watch the whole thing. She's that into Vanderpump Rules and this chaos that has ensued. So she responded. Apparently she's awake and listening. Oh, I see how it is. I won't ask you to do anything at all with me the rest of the week.
Ooh, mission accomplished.
Ace is like, yes. Thanks.
Rob just said what was in my head.
Got it.
How?
Oh no, what am I gonna do?
I am victorious, everybody.
Reverse psychology there.
Then she put LOL. And I said, I'm only joking. And she put like a smiley face or something and said that she loves me. So it's okay.
She put a smiley face or
It's
something.
all good. But I'm the first one to admit I did double back though and go, I'm only joking around. I didn't want
Yeah, you're trying to soften it.
Nobody wants to go home to that having sat around and festered all day and she's angry.
Did you hard pronounce the T in soften? Soften it.
Soften it.
Oh, did I say that?
No, that was me.
Rob, are you just going to be super critical of everybody all day today, Rob? What is it?
I mean, somebody's got to be.
Can't do anything.
Here's the
around
problem,
it.
though. So next week is the reunion on Wednesday. And this is the thing that she's all in the most about. But guess what? Wednesday is my birthday. What if I just don't want to stay up and watch it on my birthday?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Is
it a show that you watched the whole season together?
No, she watches
Okay.
it. I kind of keep up with it. Like, I'll watch a little bit. I will watch whatever she's watching.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I got into Naked and Afraid and all that kind of stuff. It's okay. It's cool. I don't mind. But if she's into it, something she really enjoys, I'll just sit there and watch. And I'll kind of try to get into it or ask questions to be involved.
So I understand, like, if it's a show that you're watching as a couple, which I learned from this show, like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. If you're watching it as a couple, you complete the show as a couple. But one-offs, and it's like the Super Bowl, no guy has ever said, like, babe, you've got to stay up and watch the Super Bowl with me. I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Here's what doesn't happen, though, Riggins. When I watch her shows with her, I just watch the show with her. Maybe occasionally I'll pick up my phone and look at it or something because I'm not really into the show. I'm just trying to be kind because I just want her to be happy. But here's what doesn't happen. If we're watching a show that I want to watch, quite often while watching the show, say I'm watching The Race or a basketball game is on or something that I'm watching the playoffs. She sits down and is like, who's playing? And I was like, it's the Lakers in Denver. It's the Western Conference Finals, game 1. You just started tonight. She goes, oh, okay. Watch. And then something like this just comes. And I'm like, what? Oh, sorry. Let me turn that down. Just blasting TikToks, whatever, that she's watching while I'm trying to, if I did that, it would be.
The end of it.
Yeah, unholy.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just a totally different. I'm single, so I do. I kind of. I follow the solo path, so that would be challenging for me.
Which is one of the problems you've had in relationships in the past.
Yeah.
Is that you really need it to all be about you.
Yeah. Yeah. But your day, it's like you're like the complete opposite. It's like you were doing TikToks, watching Vanderpump Rules, going to music bingo. Those are all like things that she wants to do.
Well, but I like music bingo, but I enjoy going. But she really loves going. She's really into it.
So I don't know. Like, is there a happy medium ever in like a relationship?
Yeah, we do things that just what I want to do. Alexis, wouldn't you agree? Don't you do things just for Jay from time to time?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But does he do more for you, or do you do more for him? You think?
I think it's pretty equal.
Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
because I help him a lot with his business,
Right.
And then he reciprocates it in other ways. So.
By doing all the cooking and the cleaning and keeping
Yeah.
everything
Well,
straight.
now I'm doing the cooking now too. I took that on
Oh.
because he does a lot. So I was like, you know what? Let me help you out with that.
So, Robin, your relationship, is it pretty reciprocal, or you just both do your own things?
Oh, we kind of do our own things. And
Well,
then-
that's what we knew.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why Riggins has long said Rob is like a boss.
Yeah.
Because Rob just does whatever he wants, and if Meredith doesn't like it, that's just kind of too bad.
But I feel like, well, every relationship is different. But for me, at least, like if I do things, it's because you love that person, so it's gonna make them feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
it's the truth.
That's the truth. And,
Yeah.
it's not like she
You think
doesn't.
I want to work all day? Go I'm not. But it makes
it's not
them
like
happy.
she
helps
doesn't
them
do
out.
things for me just
Right.
because, whether it's, hey, I got this for you today, or hey, I saw this, or hey, would you like this, or just doing something nice for you just because. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's called love. But I'm in love, so I'm in like the happy stage right now.
Yeah, you can't even talk. You've been dating that guy for like less than a year.
Yeah, but still, it's
go away.
real
It's
love.
New and it's fun, and wait till it's not as fun.
Thanks for being grim, Regan. Like you want a damper.
We've all been so happy for you. And Riggins is like, wait till it's not fun
Yeah.
anymore.
Because
No,
it
but
doesn't
there's-
get, it gets not fun.
Yeah, but it depends on how much work you put into it. That's gonna define how fun it is. If you put in work to make your person happy and they do the same, then it's gonna work.
How much work did you put into your last relationship, Riggins, to make
lot.
the other person happy?
A lot, a ton.
But then it still had to be about you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Okay, I am notorious for, I don't want to say for being a crier, but I can be an emotional person. I am an emotional person. And I think you'll probably find amusing something that made me cry the other day, to the point where my wife turned and goes, is everything okay? Did something happen? Because she didn't see what I saw while we were watching the same movie. Coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next. There's a lot happening with the radio family. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
My podcast, The Meaningful Meeting, drops at 11 o'clock. You can see it on YouTube, Ace TJ TV. That's 11 Eastern, by the way. So it's called The Meaningful Meeting. It's on YouTube at 11 Eastern and available anywhere you download podcasts at 11 Eastern. Now, this is going to sound stupid, but with this part one, I'm really proud of this week's edition of The Meaningful Meeting. Really proud of it. I think it's really important. I hope you'll check it out and hear it. The title is what's really stupid. It's called Find Your WrestleMania.
You're right, that is stupid.
But it becomes completely explained if you check out the podcast.
Well,
So
double
it's-
meaning.
Yeah. What it means to me is not the same that it'll mean to you, but it makes a point. So,
Find your WrestleMania.
yeah, it's not like that. So,
Into your body.
stuff we've got today: the Extra Funny podcast, which is live at 9 Eastern on our YouTube channel and available everywhere we download it. Plus, the Meaningful Meeting is brand new today. It drops on YouTube and wherever you download podcasts at 11 Eastern today. So you can check all that stuff out from the Ace and TJ show. TJ's not, but the other three guys on this show, emotional would be a good word. Although we all get emotional over different things. Take the Robin Mitz, he cried during the Spider-Man movie multiple times. Mm-hmm. He cries at the Avengers movies multiple times.
Correct.
Riggins has stories that in the middle of sharing, they'll hit him a certain way, and especially stories about dads and families and that kind of stuff, and seem to hit him differently, and he will come to tears. I just had an experience the other day that I had to make a note of that I found last night to remind myself. There's a movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It's called Air. And it's the story of how Nike came to get Michael Jordan as an endorser when he was coming out of college and go on to launch Air Jordan, a brand that makes billions of dollars every year. And I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen the movie, but at the end of it, here's how big Air Jordan still is. Started in 1984. Michael Jordan today makes over $400 million a year in what they call passive income, because he's not out selling, he's not doing the commercials. $400 million a year off of Air Jordan. That's how big that brand still is, doing billions every year. And it's been around since 84. But there's a moment in the movie that made me tear up the other day. And it's a speech. And I'll go through this quickly, and I brought part of the clip for you to hear. Matt Damon is trying to sell his bosses at Nike. He plays a guy named Sonny Vaccaro. He's trying to sell the bosses on the fact that forget signing 3 or 4 players. Take all the money we've got. And Nike was nothing in basketball in 1984. Now they dominate. They were nothing. And he's telling them, take all the money we've got. We're going to put all the money on this Jordan kid. He's the future. He's everything. And they're like, it's not, we don't see it. There's no way. He's not interested, blah, 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 blah. So he shows them, he's showing this to Jason Bateman, who is his boss, a video of Michael Jordan as an 18-year-old freshman. He took the winning shot with like 15 seconds left in the national championship game. He's 18. 70,000 people in the Superdome, millions watching at home, and Michael Jordan as an 18-year-old takes this shot. And I remember watching this on TV, but he's trying to show them, like, look what I see here. And he gives this speech, and it crushed me when I saw it. Here's part of it.
I don't want to sign 3 players. I want to sign 1. I want to sign him. We build a shoe line around just him. We tap into something deeper, into the player's identity, into that.
What's that mean?
He doesn't wear the shoe. He is the shoe. The shoe is him.
And he goes on to talk about how in that last shot, he stayed, look at him. Look at the way he moves and the way he feels it. And he knows he's about to take the biggest shot of his life. And he's about to take the biggest shot of Dean Smith's life. And he's 18 years old and all this pressure. And he doesn't even feel it. Like there's something special about him. And I am just... Because in hindsight, you look back and go, he's 100% right. And he is selling this with his soul. Because you know the outcome. You already know they got Michael Jordan. He's successful. And they changed the world. They changed the shoe world. They changed the basketball world. They changed the clothing world. All because of this guy who goes around selling with this speech. And it's awesome. And Amanda looks over me and goes, are you tearing up? I was like, yeah, it's just he sells this. Matt Damon is so good. He sells it with his soul. And you know, this is what that guy went through trying to make this happen. And there's something about he's just tapping into greatness. And he talks about how great he is and how special he is. And can't you see it? Don't you see it? I know I'm right. And he's selling it with his whole heart. And I cried. And that's the point. At the Ace TJ show, we all get emotional over different things. But this is one of my favorite things that we do. From time to time, every year, we bring it back every few times. And I cried. Men only. What is it that you saw that you could look back and go, and I cried? This is where we learned about Take D. Rob crying at Spider-Man movie 3 times. When all 3 Spider-Men came together. Are they from different worlds, Rob? Is that it?
They're from different universes.
I'm sorry. They're from different universes. Because what makes men emotional is very different from what makes women emotional.
It's true.
And quite often, men things can be,
Stupid.
Stupid. Very unique, let's say that way. So at the Ace TJ show, men only. And I cried. We'll see what happens
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Hey, come closer. Be closer to the Ace and TJ show. You can join Ace TJ Prime. It's free. You get all kinds of free stuff, rewards, first shot at stuff, free tickets to Ace and TJ events. There's also Prime Plus, which is an added level. It's a pay scale. But there's a lot of extra content that goes on Ace TJ Prime Plus, including TJ's political show. We're about to launch something called Ace and TJ The Old Stuff, which is stuff from the early days of the Ace and TJ show, which will be a lot of fun and a lot more stuff. So check it out. Go to acetj.com/prime. That's acetj.com/prime to find out more about Prime and Prime Plus. And I cried, men only. It's the odd things that make men cry that may not make everyone cry, and this is something that I think is very funny because I understand this. Tyler said, I watched Big Mama's House. Wait, you haven't heard the story yet. My mom died in 2020, and I was home alone and bored. I watched Big Mama's House and realized that my mom was a carbon copy of the woman that Martin Lawrence portrays in the movie. I cried for about 2 hours, then went to sleep.
Oh, my God. That's not funny.
Because he's not crying because of the movie. He's crying because of how it relates to the death of his mom.
Right. But Martin Lawrence dressed. Give me a break. Come on. Man.
There is that. The fact that it's still the movie is Big Mama's House. So it's not an emotional movie by any stretch of the imagination.
I couldn't watch any of the sequels.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it Big Mama's House 2 or what was the third?
Like Father Like Son, I think.
Father Like Son. Big Mama's House 3.
This is funny. Travis said, I cried at work last night from laughing so hard at the video of the lawyer who couldn't get the cat filter to turn off on his Zoom call trial.
I love that video.
That is pretty funny. That's a funny one. Does Jay cry at things?
He's pretty sensitive, but I haven't seen him cry at anything that I would laugh at him about yet.
Okay.
That's
Because
surprising.
usually I'm the one that's crying. Like, he'll find me watching a video of an animal, and he's like, are you crying? And I'm like, I am.
And we got a DM from a guy on Twitter said, keep me anonymous, at the Ace TJ Show on Twitter. I'm a huge Miami Dolphins fan. I grew up watching Zach Thomas play, and I cried when I saw him cry being told he was going into the Hall of Fame. Okay, if you've ever seen the way they do that, I totally get that if you were a fan of somebody. Because what they do, Alexis, I can tell by the look on your face, you're about to laugh at this guy. But they surprise them or show. There's one man, and his job, one of his jobs, he's the one guy that tells you you just made it into the Hall of Fame. So when he shows up, instantly you know, oh my God, I'm going into the Hall of Fame. So they surprise them, like they'll be in a restaurant or they'll show up at their house and just knock on the door. So when they open the door and you see that guy standing there and you know you're in. And I saw this clip of Zach Thomas. He cried like a baby when they put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I
you're
would
about to
cry
cry.
at stuff
I
like
get
that.
it.
I know his voice
I
cracks
do.
a little
I love stuff like that. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Matt Damon.
Okay, Regan, what's the last thing that made you cry?
Not Matt Damon. I bet.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
This is a sports day, though. Those are some top trending topics. We'll get to it in Now Trending coming up next.
Live from the Calitrin Studios. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More of the Ace and TJ Show next. If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Hello. The NBA playoffs are happening, so everybody's talking about basketball. Are you into this, Ace? Are you into the playoffs?
The Heat and the Celtics of the Eastern Conference Finals started last night.
Yeah. Miami won.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler did his thing last night. He was great.
Yeah, he's trending this morning. He's a good character, too. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's a fun guy.
So a lot of people are talking about basketball and stuff like that. But yesterday was a big day, specifically if you're a lover of TikTok, because Montana has become the first state to ban TikTok, not just on government devices, but everybody's phone. So that bill was signed yesterday by the governor, Greg Gianforte. He tweeted to protect Montanans
Montanians?
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 Montezuma?
I think Montanans would be
Montanans.
would be the go with. Yeah,
Montana bombs. So if you're caught using the app, they said it could result in fines of up to $10,000 a day. And if the App Store is proven to host that app in the state, they can also face serious fines. But I don't know how you enforce that. I'm sure they thought about that.
Yeah. Like, how are they going to know?
I don't know.
Well, there must be a way that the using your IP server address, there must be a way that, say, Apple in their App Store can then block that, because they've got to come in line with the law. Similar to how Utah. Is it Utah? That is, or in Louisiana has done it also. That's made it to where you can't access adult material without entering your birth date and proving that you're over the age of 18.
But that's all, you just have to put your birthday in?
Well, I don't know. You have to somehow you have to prove you're over the age of 18, and it falls on the companies that host the websites to provide that opportunity to get that information. So they must have a way using your IP address to do that. So that's how TikTok is. Two things about this though. Number one, it kicks in January 1st.
Right.
So you have the rest of the year. And number two, TikTok has said clearly, we plan to appeal. So they're going to appeal this, and we'll see what happens. But that's a tough one, because if this goes through and Montana is able to block TikTok, then look out, because in a lot of other places, if it's proven to be legal, a lot of other places will start doing the same thing.
Yeah. So you got a little bit of time. I saw Billy Graham died, and my first thought was, oh my gosh, wait, I thought he was already dead. And then I realized, oh no, this is not the Billy Graham, like from Billy Graham Library. This is Billy Graham, the wrestler.
Superstar Billy Graham, WWF World Heavyweight Champion from like 78 to 80.
Yeah, I don't remember this guy.
Do yourself a favor.
Before my time.
He's kind of the forerunner of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan stole a lot of his stuff from Superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, hell no.
So did the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who will admit it. And do yourself a favor. 3 matches, pick one. I'd go with the Texas Bull Rope match. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Superstar Billy Graham, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, not Dusty Rhodes.
It's amazing.
There we go with the Dusty Rhodes stuff.
Not Dusty.
Not Dusty Rhodes again.
It's amazing.
He stole everything he did.
I didn't say he stole.
Yeah, you did. You said Hulk Hogan stole a bunch of stuff from
I didn't say he stole it. I said he was the forerunner of Hulk. And Hulk Hogan admits, I saw that. I was like, I'm going to be that guy right there.
So R.I.P.
Superstar Billy Graham.
Superstar Billy Graham. And then one of the biggest stories today is this near catastrophic car crash with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their rep says the paparazzi were acting super aggressively on Tuesday night in New York City. The city of New York, the police officers and the mayor said they find it hard to believe that there was a high-speed chase for 2 hours underway with them. Although it seems to be common knowledge that the paparazzi were aggressive and they were following the couple, but it's just a matter of how dramatic was it. And a lot of people are not fans of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle right now, but nevertheless, you know how his mom died. So anytime there's a chase of any kind with cars, I don't know. I feel a little bit sympathetic to his situation.
I do too. And I'm not sure what the truth is, but I agree with you, Riggins. Under the circumstances, any chase is too much chase.
Yeah.
No matter what, I think paparazzi way too pushy with that stuff anyway. But in this case, especially because of what Harry and his brother went through as kids, it's a real bad scene.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you need another picture of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
Do we need one more
for what story?
All you're getting a picture of is them in a car together. They're married. There's nothing, there's nothing shocking is going to come from it.
No.
Oh, we got a picture of them sitting in the back of a SUV. Big deal. You've got 1 million of those.
Yeah, I don't totally get it, but that was a big story yesterday, and just one of the things that is now trending.
When is a man who's a 6 way more attractive than a man who's a 9? Next.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
What's more important, Alexis? Attitude or looks when it comes to a guy?
Attitude.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought you'd say. I just ran across a note from a while back about the importance of attitude that Sarah, who does the Why I'm Single podcast that we have sometimes, talked about one time. A guy, the less attractive a guy is, the more confidence he needs, because a 6 with confidence is much better looking than a 9 who's not confident.
Oh, yeah. Definitely true.
Have there been guys that you've been attracted to that you've gone out with that you realize, like, okay, this guy's not as attractive as the last guy or whatever I've dated, or not as attractive as this other guy that I could date, but man, there's something about, as you would call it, I'm sure, his swag that gets him over?
Oh, I've definitely, and I've said that to my friends, like, I don't know what it is about him because it's not the way he looks.
Don't let him hear you say that.
No, of course not. It's in the past, doesn't matter.
My wife told me a while back that I'd kind of been going through some stuff. I was kind of down on myself. And she said, hey, look, we're about to have a baby. You know what I need? I need you to be the person I met, you know, and fell in love with, was super confident in himself. I want to get that back. And that made a big impact on me. Like, okay, I need to maybe, you know, get with it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But confidence is everything. And I'm fascinated by the fact you told your friend it's not his looks.
It's not his
but there's
looks.
something about him that's attractive.
I don't know what it is.
And this is easier to do with celebrities, but I'm curious. You're listening to the Ace and TJ show. You're a part of the Ace and TJ radio family. Who could you say, look, they're not attractive, but I'm attracted? And not, we'll get some celebrities, but I'm curious, who's not a celebrity that you could say that about? Like, is there a guy in your office that you look at and go, he's not attractive, but I'm attracted to him? Somebody you know, you may be, and I don't mean this as if you're trying to cheat on your significant other, but you may be in a relationship, yet you could still be attracted to some other guy that you know just because, man, there's something about him. Maybe he's got a friend who's not the best looking guy in the world, but you're like, that guy is super confident. Probably way more confident than he should be, but that makes him attractive. What is it about that one person that you realize he's not attractive, but I'm attracted? Now, it could be other things. Let's take money off the table. It's not, you know, because that's a
His money makes him hot.
right. That's a bad stereotype. Can money make a guy hot?
Not for me.
Yeah.
It's not going to impress me, but it makes it a little bit better.
Doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. I mean, it's a plus.
He's still gotta have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Hey, Shania Twain wrote a whole song about this.
Did you?
What'd you say?
This is the one that says, that don't impress me much. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That don't impress me much.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? So at the Ace TJ show.
Yeah.
And again, it can be a celebrity if you need that. But if you've got somebody, just tell us about this other guy, somebody we don't know, somebody in your life that you can say, you know, he's not attractive, but I'm attracted. What is it about him that takes him from a 6 on the look scale to a 9? Is it his personality? Is it his car?
Funny guys, always.
Is it just because he's
Funny
funny?
guys
Yeah.
are dangerous.
So a 6 who's really funny is more attractive than a 9 with no sense of humor.
Oh, yes, 100%.
I bet we'll get like plumbers, like handymen that are able to fix things around their house.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Like the guys that are capable,
Yeah.
use their hands, you know, woodworkers.
Like if I didn't know how to do something and I had a friend that I always called and he would
Yeah.
come over and fix stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where Amanda would be like, I'm not attracted. He's not an attractive guy, but I'm attracted to the fact he can do all these things that you can't
Yeah,
do.
because she says you can't even put together like simple furniture and
Dude,
stuff.
and you want to upset me? Because that
She
is.
said, I'm not saying
I know.
that.
And it makes me so angry because I've put together so many things in that house, but I don't even want to get into it right now. We'll come back to that. Now I'm mad. All right. He's not attractive, but I'm attracted. And you can be anonymous, DM us if you want to, at the Ace TJ Show. We'll get to him next.
From the Calotren Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotren at acetj.com/weight loss. on your phone, on your radio, in your car, on your iPad, on your computer. Anytime, anywhere, for your entertainment. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Who wants the free stuff?
I do.
Alexis, you're not eligible for free stuff
I
from
want
the
free
Ace and
stuff.
TJ show. We knew you want free stuff, but you're not eligible, so put your hand down. Swear to God, she's raised her hand immediately. Talk about Ace TJ Prime and Prime Plus. You join Ace and TJ Prime. Ace TJ Prime is free, and you can get Ace and TJ Prime rewards. You're the first one to be invited to Ace and TJ events. For example, we're having a live show tomorrow night. All the spots taken up by members of Ace TJ Prime. You can also then join Prime Plus, which is the next level up, in which you can hear the show every day and watch the show commercial free. You get some exclusive podcasts and other content that is not available anywhere else except for Ace and TJ Prime Plus. And coming soon, our new show called Ace and TJ The Old Stuff, which is old stuff from the Ace and TJ show that you'll love. So all that is available. Go to acetj.com/prime to check into it. acetj.com/prime. We were talking about the importance of confidence and how somebody, specifically guys more than women, can be attractive, but you're not not attractive, but you're still attracted to them. Alexis mentioned the importance of a sense of humor, that can easily override a 6. And there's a girl that sent us a message that said, my sister's brother-in-law, in parentheses, her husband's brother, is not the best looking guy, but he's funny and he's an all caps great flirt. He's not even in good shape or anything, but he just says the best things and loves flirting. And I love when he is around. I wouldn't act on it, but he always makes me feel so great after seeing him.
Whoa, it sounds like you would act on it.
Like you want to act on it.
You about to act on it. You 2 seconds from acting on it.
Like in that case, not the best looking guy. She goes, he's not, and as she put it, he's not even in great shape or anything.
Yeah.
But he must have confidence to be a great flirt. And like, as soon as he sees her, probably just goes right in and starts flirting with her right away, telling her how great she is, blah 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 blah. And she feels awesome.
She should go act on it. Why not?
Yeah. You never know what that might lead to.
Yeah.
Love of your life.
All right. He's not attractive, but I'm attracted. Keep me anonymous. There's a guy in my complex who wears the best clothes. My boyfriend is much better looking, but this guy always has the best clothes and the best style. I make a point to look out for him, to see him and say hello. Again, I wouldn't do anything, but I'm totally attracted to this guy just because of his style. And she admits her boyfriend, way better looking guy. Style's an important thing.
I like style. It's not the most important thing, but it definitely makes a difference. And then especially if you smell really good on top of that. Oof.
Okay.
Some cologne on.
And then
Calm down.
I love it.
So then this popped up, and we said not really celebrities, but I find this one interesting because he's come up before. Abby posted on our Facebook page, Post Malone.
Oh, gosh.
And a lady named Angel jumped in and goes, let me piggyback here. He sends off friendly, not creepy, dad vibes. His dance moves are terrible, but absolutely adorable.
I don't think Posty's cute, but I can relate because I think that, what's his name? The Kim Kardashian was dating. He's hot for some reason.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. But he's not hot.
So what's the thing? Amanda says the same thing, that Pete Davidson's hot. And I'm like, what is it about Pete Davidson's hot? She goes, he must be doing something right to have dated the women he's dated.
He's got a type of energy to him. Let me just put it like that.
But like this one with Post Malone, his dance moves are terrible, but absolutely adorable.
Dance moves? I don't even know what his dance moves are.
They're awkward at best.
Not good.
Yeah. But again, there is that, for lack of a better term, there's a freedom to the way he dances. Like, I don't care. I know I'm a bad dancer, but I'm going for it.
Yeah, he's just having a good
And
time.
he just does
confident.
what, there. And again, I guess which goes with having a confidence, that he's confident enough to just, this is what I do. And if you don't like it, cool. If you do, that's great too. Doesn't bother me in the least.
Right.
Is there anybody if you flip it, is there anybody, Riggins, who's a woman that you would say, she's not attractive, but I'm attracted to her?
Ooh, gosh. I mean, yeah, by modern beauty standards, I know Katie Couric's not like, gracing the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit did, but I find her very attractive.
But that
she's a pretty woman.
But
though.
that kind of gets
she's not
grandfathered in because that was when you were young. You were little. What were you? 12, 13, 14,
young.
whatever. When you first discovered girls,
Yeah.
that's when you became attracted to Katie Couric. But I mean, now, today, somebody that's not hadn't been there all forever.
Yeah.
Is there anybody now that you can think of immediately? You go, not the best looking woman, but I'm attracted to her.
No,
It doesn't work.
I'm
that
trying to
way.
be
It
nice,
doesn't go
but
the same way, does it? You're like,
no, it doesn't.
can't come up with anything.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
Your first answer could be wrong on this, so take a minute to think about it because you might want to change your mind after you think about it for a second. I saw this yesterday, and I thought it was a pretty good question. What's harder? What's more difficult? Dumping someone or being dumped? My first instinct says it's always harder being dumped. But if you stop and think about it, if you've been in a good relationship and then you realize this has just come to an end and I'm going to have to dump this person and they don't see it coming, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Trying to find just the right words to let somebody down easier in something is difficult. And then oftentimes, depending upon the reaction, you feel horrible about it. Now, I can only assume this to be the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've dumped before and it was horrible because he would not stop crying, and in front of me, and I'm like, oh my!
Oh,
to
he
the
cried
point where
he cried?
sobbing, and I was at work, so I'm like, can you? I need to get back to work. I don't know what to tell you, bud, but
Why did you dump him while you were at work, Alexis?
he came to see me at work, and then we were already kind of like a rocky situation, and it just kind of happened. Like I had to do it, and he was sobbing on the stairs. Like, oh, it was so dramatic.
Outside of a restaurant?
No, I was working at a rec center.
Oh, okay. And he's just standing outside, and now he's like tears, the whole thing?
Tears, sobbing, like heaving, all that. Like, whoa, bro. Like,
outside a rec center.
outside of a rec center.
I got to get back to refereeing this basketball game, so I'm going to let
Gotta
you go.
go, dude. Yeah, these people are playing dodgeball. I gotta get their $2. Yeah, it was horrible.
Dang.
Did you feel
Heartbreaker.
bad about it later, or were you just glad it was over?
I was glad it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after it was over, you didn't feel that bad about it. You think what, Rob?
I think the feeling you get after it's done and over with is a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier than being dumped, because being dumped, you're going to feel it for a while.
Yeah, you gotta get over it and all that.
Unless you ghost somebody, that's so much easier.
Ghosting is the best. I love ghosting. It is my favorite go-to.
We've gone out 4 or 5 times, and I just don't hear from you again. What
Yeah,
happened?
like you know what happened. Like you know I'm not interested, so just like take that and run with it.
And it shouldn't take that long to figure out, okay, they're just not going to respond.
Right.
That's what you do. You like to ghost people, don't you, Riggins? When you start
I have.
talking to somebody and it doesn't seem to be working out, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to disappear.
I did it one time, and no, you don't feel good about it.
But
if you do, you're like a little nuts.
Didn't you ghost somebody one time, though, and then she popped back up? You ran into her or something later, and she was very upset with you?
She came to your job. You were cutting a tree or something.
No, I was painting. I was painting a house.
Cutting a
And she
tree.
showed up, and I was like on top of a ladder. And she was like, "Can we make it work?" I was like looking down, and I was like, "No, I don't think so. I got to finish painting."
See, so you get it.
I was young. I was a kid.
But you weren't coming down on that ladder, were you? You were.
Hell no. That was like, 5, 6 feet apart. I made it cool before it was a thing.
As long as you stay down there and I'm up here, you can't get to me, and I'm just like, we're just not going to work it. I'm sorry.
Don't let her climb up the other side of the ladder.
You have so much more confidence in that scenario when you're separated by that distance. It's like, no, not going to work. Sorry.
Yeah, but I was with all my friends. They were all painting too, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so embarrassing."
Did she cry?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why are you laughing at that?
I'm just saying, like, we made people cry. That's sad.
Yeah, it sucks. Stop laughing. Why are you still laughing about it?
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Oh, now I'm in a sad mood. I hope she's doing okay. I think she's doing fine. But we'll do Now Trending coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
We have had some technical problems.
Hit it! You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace TJ Riggins Alexis Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calotrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
TJ's not here today, so you are expected to do a lot more work. Not you being any of us on the show, meaning you, the Ace and TJ Radio family. You need to kind of bring it today. You've got to remember to turn that microphone on, Riggins.
That's right. Yeah. Hello.
Let's start there. If we can get you to hit the button to turn your microphone on today. He's sitting in TJ's spot, so it comes up good on our, so it kind of balances out the way it looks on our YouTube. And he keeps forgetting to turn the microphone on.
TJ's got a very complex system over here. Buttons and switches and dials.
Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
All right, the Food Network has hired Selena Gomez to host 2 new shows on the network. She started doing this cooking show when the pandemic started in 2020 because everybody was at home, and she was like, hey, I want to do a cooking show. I don't know how to cook at all. And she was able to attract a lot of big names, like Gordon Ramsay was on there, and they would do it over Zoom, and they would teach her how to cook things. They were kind of elaborate dishes, but she's got kind of like a, you know Selena Gomez. She's got a friendly personality. Yeah. She's good on camera.
It's a really smart idea.
Yeah.
Because when you're a celebrity of that stature and COVID hit, everybody's got to stay home. Mm-hmm. It's a really, really smart thing to do because it was easy for her, I'm sure, to start picking up big name celebrities and people will watch that. If somebody like me had tried to do that, it had just been me, probably, and I could have gotten TJ.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's about it. Well, yeah,
maybe. Not even.
Maybe not even TJ.
Calm down there, buddy.
But she would start fires in her kitchen on accident, like almost sliced her finger off a couple times, and the chefs watching on the other side of the Zoom would go, oh my God, just stop, because you're going to cut your hand off if you're not careful with that knife. So it'll be interesting to see what she does on the Food Network. They are officially changing the name of the Wienermobile. It's been the Wienermobile for 87 years, that big wiener on wheels. Everybody's seen it, owned by Oscar Mayer. They're changing the name to the Frankmobile. It's all a marketing thing.
Okay, so why are they changing the name? Because it is such a staple. The Wienermobile is such a well-known thing. Why are they changing it to Frank? Because are they moving away from using the term Oscar Mayer wieners, and they're calling them Franks?
Yeah, I think so. But it's all in relation to a new recipe they're trying out for their all beef Franks. Okay. It's got a more balanced flavor profile and iconic beefy taste, which I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. It's more beefy.
Sounds like it's more real beef.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then the song, do y'all all know that song? Or is it just...
My Bologna has the first name?
No.
I wish I were
an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Yeah.
I'd like to be, and if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener.
I do not know that song. That classic.
Well, it's white people stuff.
Yeah, seems like it.
This one time, that might be actually white people stuff.
Yeah, it might be. It was a TV commercial, though.
Yeah. But now they're calling it the Frankmobile, and bad idea, I think. But they're trying to get a little hype going, get people excited. And then there's a couple that wanted to go see Taylor Swift. They own a pizza place in New Orleans called Z's Pizzeria, and they offered free pizza for a year in exchange for tickets. And they got them. A woman named Janine Davidson saw their offer on Facebook. Turns out she was going to the Houston show with a friend. They had 2 extra tickets, so they made it happen. And Janine says, I'm going to get free pizza for a full year. I'm going to try it as often as I can, trying to stay healthy. But it is great pizza. So everybody wins.
I think it's a genius idea for the people, the couple that own the restaurant. What a great idea. And the other 2 people, are they really out anything? Because you got to do the math to figure out what it would cost. But you got free pizza for a year. And it's apparently anytime she wants to go for a year. It's not like a once a week thing.
Yeah.
She can go eat there 3 times a week for the next year if she wants to.
Yeah. But I would have still sold them. If I had 2 extra tickets, I would have found a way to get the money. You know, I don't know. I would have sold them because the resale rate on those were insane.
Yeah, but if you love pizza, you scored big.
Yeah, but could you eat pizza every day, do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
You could eat pizza?
It has all the best things on it. Cheese, meat, and bread.
It has all the best things on it. Cheese, meat, and bread.
Yeah.
But once you get to know them, does that make it harder to keep going back 3, 4, 5 times a week? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Because they went to the concert. Essentially, they sat with them. They had 4 tickets. They gave them 2. So now she's gotten to know these people. Then when she goes into the restaurant now, they're like, oh, it's whatever her name is, Janine. Hey, Janine, come on in. What do you want today? You got your pizza? And then like, you go back the next day and the day after. At some point, do you feel like you're taking advantage of them because you're going all the time?
No, we had a deal. I wouldn't feel bad at all if I had made that offer.
Like if you're going and getting a large every day, like, dang, you really are going to take advantage of this deal, huh?
Yeah, she should. Throw in some breadsticks, too.
That pizza looks good.
Does it look good? Yeah, so everybody wins in that scenario. There's an interesting new study out about soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to call them, your one and only. And I think it's going to be a little controversial. But we'll get to it coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ace and TJ's Baby Registry. Go help 2 great causes, Levine Children's and the Jeff Gordon Center at Levine Children's, by going to acetj.com/baby. You can spend any amount of money you want. We basically have 2 Amazon wish lists up there with some fun stuff for families that could really use some help during probably the most difficult times of their lives. So if you'd like to help, head over to acetj.com/baby. Every time I look at those things, I go, oh, I get baby fever a little bit. I want a kid.
Do you?
Yeah. It's like fun stuff.
Does it go away after? And here's the thing. It's all stuff. It's not expensive. It's all stuff that they use to comfort children or just to make the stay for the family a little bit easier. So it's not like it's any big expensive. We're not asking you to buy equipment or donate $1 million or anything like that. It's super simple, like $5 for this or $7 or whatever. But they're little things that mean a lot because it's built around comforting the children who are in the hospital and the families. And again, if you're in Levine Children's Hospital, you've gone next level beyond just a regular hospital.
Yeah, I think I do have once in a while. I get that baby fever, and I'm like, well, I want to have a kid.
But you gotta like go and do stuff and go to games and stuff.
That's the problem. You got to do stuff with them.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like keep them alive and feed them. And
I hate that.
Yeah.
And then the older they get, the busier it gets. And then you got to wake up early on a Saturday and go spend your day at a ballpark or something. Or
with other people and other parents that are going to want to talk to you about the cartoons that the kids are into.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that because I like talking to other people about my dog.
Okay.
You know, so I feel like having a dog is the closest thing you can get to having a kid, or like a pet. You know, it's the closest thing you can get.
it probably is the closest without a kid.
But that's why I'm bringing up this little research they did. Over half of Americans agree that their soulmate is their pet. And Alexis has said that for a long time. 2,000 U.S. pet owners revealed that 53% believe their pet knows them better than anyone else in the world, including their best friends, family members, or even their significant others. Their pet knows them better than their husbands, wives, family members, brothers, sisters.
It's not possible.
My pet knows how to annoy me the most out of anybody ever in the entire world. So she knows how to push my buttons better than anybody.
Half tell all their deepest secrets to their pets, and 72% swear their pet can tell exactly how they're feeling at any point in time.
Now, there is something to be said for a pet being able to understand your emotions at times, because pets know. They like our dog. We have a basset hound. He knows when you're happy. He knows when you're sad. And I'll never forget after my daughter died almost 3 years ago now, he just seemed to know like something's wrong, and he stuck right to me. If I sat on the couch, he'd come lay his head in my lap. He If I lay down on the bed, he'd get up on the bed and lay right next to me, up against me. And even Amanda commented, like, he understands that you're going through something and it's happening. So they get that. They can sense that sort of thing. But they don't know anything about you. You can talk to them all day long. They're not going to comprehend what you're saying. I mean, you tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, they don't understand what you're saying to them.
A lot of people think they do.
Yeah, they get a tone of things.
Khaleesi, let me tell you my deepest, darkest secret.
Yeah, you're like, if you were to sit down and go, Khaleesi, I really hate Jay, and I hate that I'm in this relationship. And
here.
she would just be like, okay, are we going to eat or what,
Meow, 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 meow.
That's why she's using the bathroom on the sheets.
Yeah, I just made that up about Jay, by the way.
We don't
pretending it was deep.
We don't know that. So finish this sentence. My soulmate has a blank. Does your soulmate have a tail? Does your soulmate have 230 Funko Pops in his office? Does he have a long criminal record? Does he have 3 DUI charges? Does he have 8 kids with 2 other women? It doesn't matter. It can be anything. My soulmate has a blank. An insatiable love for Vanderpump Rules.
And this could be someone that you actually are with or that you hope to be with.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be like, when I get a soulmate, this is what they're going to have, that kind of thing. My
absolutely.
soulmate has a great sense of humor.
So what is it? On social media, at the Ace TJ Show. Ace TJ Show. My soulmate has a blank. We'll find out coming up next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Miss any part of today's show? Don't. Just download it wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. There's a new episode of The Meaningful Meeting up there, and you can go check that out. That is Ace's podcast.
It's not up yet. It'll be up at 11.
It's up at 11.
Yeah. And honestly, I kind of felt like I was off my game lately, but I really think I found my stride yesterday. This is a really good one. I'm very proud of it. I hope it can be helpful to somebody today.
He's in the groove.
And again, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing the idea of me. If I share something that would help you, that makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for.
Make Ace feel better about
I'm not an expert. I haven't written any books. I'm just hoping maybe it helps you a little bit. That would make me feel better about who I am.
Yeah, go subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you never miss when new content is posted. We got new stuff going up every single day. It's great. So finish this sentence. My soulmate has a blank. There was this new study done that a shocking number of Americans believe their pet is their soulmate. Their soulmate. And I think Alexis was the first person to say that her cat was her soulmate. And that was until she got a boyfriend, and then that went out the window.
Yeah, she's not my soulmate anymore. She's making my life difficult.
Yeah, she barely doesn't. She doesn't even like that cat anymore, I'm pretty sure. She went from soulmate to never getting mentioned again in about 3 weeks. So finish this sentence. My soulmate has a blank, long criminal record, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And there's some great answers here. Jody said, my soulmate has hundreds of T-shirts. Hundreds. So many, he'll come across some that he's forgotten he has. Now, that could be Jody, TJ's wife, because I know he's an aficionado when it comes to black T-shirts. Drives her crazy.
All the black T-shirts you could ever want.
Yeah, you need another black T-shirt. And I found out during their podcast this week, apparently he's got a lot of swim trunks, because he was like, I need to go get swim trunks for the beach. And she goes, oh, no. So I got a feeling he's got a ton of those as well. Elizabeth said, my soulmate wears denim shorts and a shirt with no sleeves every day, everywhere. And then she posts a picture of him at, it looks like Topgolf.
Yeah, no reason to be bragging.
Yeah, I mean, sleeveless shirts and denim shorts every day, everywhere.
Is it Joe Dirt?
Very possibly. Yeah. That's got to be tough.
And that picture she provided from Topgolf, yeah, he's wearing denim shorts. He's wearing jorts, blue sleeveless shirt, white socks, black shoes.
I mean,
ready to rock.
You got to look under rocks sometimes to find your soulmate. They might hit you unexpectedly. Rita said, my soulmate has boxes and boxes of wrestling figures. He took his, Ace, I'm going to ask your advice here, Kamala?
Yeah, Kamala, the Ugandan giant.
He took his Kamala figure to Pawn Stars in Vegas.
Yeah.
Poor guy, it was a fake.
Oh, man.
But had such a great attitude about it. Great attitude about it. He was on TV, so it was a win for him. Currently, he has a new set on back order that costs over $300. I don't get it. See, that's true love. Yeah. You accept the person you love and their interests.
There's one here that I find interesting because she's a very attractive lady named Krista. Says, my soulmate has a colorless wardrobe. All of his shirts, pants, undergarments, and shoes are either gray, black, or green, or they're not his. There are no other colors. Gray, black, green, that's it. And somebody asked, is he colorblind?
Oh, come on.
She's like, absolutely not. He just likes what he likes and doesn't stray from it.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally respect that. Like, you like a certain color. Like, maybe you're just not an orange person. Like, I don't like orange. So, yeah, black, green, gray. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I want everybody to look down at their feet right now and then realize that they are wearing the wrong thing. That's what a foot expert has said. Most of you are doing it. What are you doing? I'm going to tell you coming up next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next. There's a lot happening with the radio family. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Go sign up for Ace TJ Prime. It's totally free, and it's your only way to get invited to upcoming live events that we're going to be doing. And you also get to play part in the Ace TJ Rewards program, which is really cool. It's all free. acetj.com/prime. We've also got a paid tier subscription where you get a lot of exclusive content like TJ's new political show, the return of TJ's political show, and just announced Ace and TJ's The Old Stuff, which is tapes that we have come in possession of, we have gathered recently.
Yeah.
Another thing you get with Prime Plus, by the way, is the 5G podcast, which we started when Prime Plus started as well.
Oh, cool. That's really cool. So even more original,
extra original content.
Love that.
Get ready for that.
So it's well worth it. acetj.com/prime. Now this was kind of alarming. Alexis has really ugly feet.
No, I do not.
Oh, I thought you said that.
No, my feet are cute.
Okay.
I was like, when did she say she had ugly feet?
I just made that up. But she did say she sometimes has issues with hair on her feet, and she'll shave her feet. Am I making that up?
No, but it's not like a crazy amount of hair. But whatever. Anyways,
it's not a foot bush.
It's not a foot bush.
Right.
But you always want to keep it smooth.
Yeah, keep it smooth. Just the strays.
Yeah.
You can't always say the same about her legs, but her feet are always hairless.
Keep this. She's got cute feet. Okay, I'm sorry. But there's a foot doctor in Ohio that says they can immediately identify when there's a problem based on the way their patients come in and the shoes they're wearing. He said, number one, if the person comes in complaining about foot pain and they're wearing Crocs, she goes, oh, yeah, we know it immediately. The other one, which was surprising, if people come in wearing Nikes, she said, if you want to end up with foot problems, wear your Nikes every day.
Really?
Yeah, that was surprising because, Nike, you assume they just make the best shoes. But she said the problem is Nike is created a lot of the time for style rather than functionality and comfort. She said the toe boxes typically on Nikes are way too narrow for most people in America's feet. Now, the toe box, obviously, that's where your toes go. It's the front of the shoe. Way too narrow for the average person's foot. And the third and final one, which makes total sense, Old Navy flip-flops. Which I totally get because you can purchase those for I think $1 during the summer, and they have zero contour. They're made of a thin piece of plastic, but a lot of people still wear them. She said, "I strongly feel the need. We need to educate the public on good shoe gear." Now, here's what you can be doing: you can go buy a pair of Brooks or a pair of Hokas. Hoka. Do you guys know about those?
No.
Mm-mm. They didn't include those Hey Dudes that TJ and Mr. Todd love.
Yeah.
But definitely not Nike running shoes and Crocs. So I thought, uh-oh, Tech D Rob, aren't you a Croc lover?
I pretty much wear them every day.
Okay, but let's think about this for a second. If you've ever purchased a pair of Crocs or a pair of flip-flops from Old Navy and thought to yourself, This is probably the best thing I could put on my feet today. You're not that bright to begin with.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, you're not buying the Crocs because they're the best thing for your feet. They're comfortable. You love them.
But if you end up wearing them every day, you might not go into it thinking like this is the perfect shoe. But if you end up wearing it all the time, I don't think anybody buys the Old Navy flip-flop and said this is going to fix all my problems.
Yeah.
But you end up wearing them all the time.
If you're buying the Old Navy flip-flop for $1 a pair, $1.25, whatever it is, you know you're not getting the finest flip-flop known to man.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've got some. Because I was in there one day, I was like, I'm gonna grab a couple of these, grab 2 of these pair of flip flops while I'm here, just for messing around and everything.
Yeah, 2 for $5. You can't beat that.
I love them.
But it's just something to think about. Your feet, no corns.
Ew.
You got corns, right?
I don't have corns.
Okay.
You have bunions?
No bunions. I got like smooth feet. Just a little hairy sometimes.
Except for them hairs.
Just a little hairy. It's okay.
Elijah Wood in The Hobbit.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.